this episode of Drone Wars, Kings of Quads with Quads. This is the BetaFPV Pavo 20 Pro O4 Pro model taking on the new contender, the SpeedyBee Mario Mini 25. Who's going to win? I've got absolutely no idea, but let's get into this. So category number one is, of course, cost. And I'm going to use the UK version of costs for now because the USA has lost its mind and people are being charged $600 for an O4 Pro. So elect somebody in charge that hasn't lost the mind, guys, and come back to us because we miss you all so much. The Pavo 20 Pro on BetaFPV's website with a O4 Pro is coming in at $364. Just let me just convert that a second. Incredibly comes in at around about 280 UK pounds. And I say incredibly because we get charged about 210 to 220 pound for an O4 air unit, which means the drone itself is about 60 or 70 quid, depending obviously on the exchange rate at the time. That's incredible value. Now, the SpeedyBee Master Mini Mario, maybe learn how to speak quads, it will be helpful. The SpeedyBee Mario Mini is currently listed on AliExpress at around about 380 English pounds. So nearly £100 more expensive, or maybe $150 more expensive than the Pavo 20 Pro. The question is, which one offers the best value? And that's a subjective question. However, you have to ask yourself the question, what are you going to use the drone for? And if you're only going to use it for flying around people at things like festivals or things like, professional gigs, then ultimately the Pavo 20 Pro is going to offer you much better value because it's something that you can actually do. Whereas the open prop design of the SpeedyBee Mario Mini 25 isn't going to allow you to get those waivers. However, that said, there is a set of prop guards that you can order for a little bit more money. Now, straight away you're going to be thinking, well, if that's going to cost more, then surely the Pavo 20 Pro actually offers better value. But you can't remove the Pavo 20 Pros and add them back in later on. So you can't get the same level of performance from the Pavo 20 Pro, but you can from the Mario, and then you can add ducts on it as well to be all things to all men. You can also, with the SpeedyBee, add a GPS by literally just plugging a wire in, the space for it. They even give you the sticky pads for it, and you'll see that in a future video. The SpeedyBee Mario Mini 25 in front of you right now has a GPS installed on it, and that's not affecting its aero performance because it's above that camera underneath the top of that frame. So it's really subjective, but I'm actually gonna give them both a point each. One, because the Pavo 20 Pro is really cheap in fairness, but one really to the Mario because it flies so well and offers so much more performance that it bridges that extra cost gap. I know that's a real cop-out and I can only apologise, but yeah. So next up is going to be top speed, and we haven't measured the top speed of either of these. However, what we can do is we can work out which one is faster based on formula. So they are both 3S, so they will both produce the same amount of power. The Pavo 20 Pro, however, has 2.2 inch props, and those props are ducted. The Mario Mini has 2.5 inch props, and they are open props. The BetaFPV Pavo 20 Pro uses 1104 motors, and the Mario uses 1303.5 motors, which means without any shadow of a doubt, the Mario will be faster than the Pavo 20 Pro. And hopefully by the time this video is out, there'll be a shorts out somewhere showing you just how quick it is, but I'm guessing it's going to be about 65 to 70 miles an hour. Price to performance we've just done, so the next one is going to be flight time. And the Pavo 20 Pro is going to be more efficient because it has those smaller props and those smaller motors. It's drawing less amps but using the same 3S. So roughly, based on calculations that I've done, based on flights that I've done, the Pavo 20 Pro will get you about 25% more flight time than the Mario does. So currently we are at a bit of an impasse. Camera quality, well, they're both running the O4 Pro, and none of them have jello, none of them have props in view, although you could argue that the Pavo 20 does if you lower it down, but then that said, you can't lower the Mario down, so we'll give them both a point because they're running the same thing, and neither offers a disadvantage or an advantage over the other. Durability, well, the Mario has a lower centre of gravity and the frame is actually made of injected moulded plastic. It's going to be faster and have more inertia. The Pavo 20 Pro has ducts. The camera's a little bit higher. It's going to have less inertia because of less speed. I can't see either of these having a major durability fault with them, but that said, and you may have to wait for this video to come out in the next couple of days, I have had the Mario apart and I've taken it apart to add the GPS and things, and I did notice that if you was to break a frame, you are going to have to desolder all of the motors to replace that frame with because of the way the wires go through. So although it's not really a durability thing, if both were to break in the same way, the easy one to fix is going to be the Pavo 20 Pro, and that's also slightly carbon as well, so the Pavo 20 Pro will take this. Agility and handling. The Pavo 20 Pro is very good at what it does. It's very smooth, very stable, and flies really, really well. The Mario Mini 25 is an absolute pocket rocket, and is almost, and I hate using this phrase, but I'm going to use it anyway, is almost a mini 5-inch. I suppose it technically is being 2.5 inch, but I think you can understand what I'm saying. It flies like a mini 5-inch drone. It is really, really, really good. Agility and handling, the Mario 25 wins by a country mile. And that leads us to the final category with the scores all level, and that is innovation and features, so new tech, design improvements or smart extras. Well, the Pavo 20 Pro is pretty much the same as the Pavo 20 that came out last year. It was one of the first drones I reviewed, and I said to BetaFPV, right, we need to improve this. Get the props out of view, move the camera forward a little bit, and for God's sake, add a GPS. The air units, when they're $200, are expensive, but when Americans are now paying $400, $500, and even $600 for an O4 air unit, stick a $10 GPS on it for God's sake, because even though you might not think that you're going to do anything risky, if you have a random failsafe, it's better to have that protection than not. That hasn't yet happened, and even Darwin FPV have come out with a 2-inch ducted drone, which is like the original Pavo 20 with GPS in it. Now that drone, I actually didn't mind, even though it was Darwin FPV, but Jesus Christ, that thing was ridiculously loud. So anyway, we get off tangent for a second there. Innovation and features. The Pavo 20 Pro doesn't really have any. Sure, it's got LEDs, but you can get LEDs for the Mario and just plug them in. They come as an optional extra. Features on the Mario, we have got the canopy for aerodynamics. We've got different canopies, different colours. We've got an iridescent, we've got a pearlescent, we've got the plain white, and other colours coming, I've got absolutely no doubt. You've got the GPS in the hood above the camera, which keeps the aerodynamic qualities of the frame. The frame itself, the motors are covered, so nice and aerodynamic. The flight controller is a complete all-in-one with everything included in it. At the back of it, you've got the XT60 and a USB-C stuck in it as well. So all in all, I'm going to give innovation and features to the Mario because it has innovated. It has offered features that other drones don't have. It isn't perfect. We don't use the full-size O4 Pro antennas, but that's because we want to get that aerodynamic flow from it. So I understand where they're going with it. And in all honesty, it has been one of my favourite newcomers of 2025. And I'll do a video actually at the end of the year talking about my favourite new drones and new tech of this year. But the Mario is absolutely up there. So by just 1 point, the SpeedyBee Mario Mini 25 takes this battle of Drone Wars King of Quads. Do you agree with how I've scored this? If you don't, please do let me know in the comments down below. And if you do agree with me, also let me know in the comments down below, because you all know that I love chatting and chilling with you guys. Until next time, peace out everybody. YouTube and I have had a chat, and we believe that this is the video that you'll like the most, so watch it and let me know if they're right.